Today's tech news moves fast, but understanding it shouldn't be hard. That's why Snarful Solutions Group brings you Connecting the Dots, where we break down what's happening in tech and why it matters to you. Now, let's dive in with your hosts.
Good morning, everyone. Alex here.
And Morgan here with you, too.
Welcome to Connecting the Dots. It's Wednesday, August 27th, 2025.
That's right. Let's get you caught up, starting with the weather here in Sacramento.
Looks like another sunny one today, heading for a high around 90 degrees Fahrenheit.
Nice. Nationally, though, things are a bit more active. The extreme heat is finally easing up a bit in the Pacific Northwest.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but now there's critical fire weather risk, dry conditions, gusty winds, maybe some isolated dry thunderstorms. Not great.
Oof. Yeah, fingers crossed that stays contained.
Definitely. And elsewhere, heavy rain and thunderstorms are still rolling across the Great Basin, the Rockies, Central and Southern Plains, stretching into the Ozarks.
Busy weather map.
Very. Plus, an atmospheric river is hitting southwest Alaska. Heavy rain and strong winds there, too.
Okay, quite the mix across the country.
Yeah.
Let's peek at the markets. How did things close yesterday?
All right, so the Dow Jones finished up slightly, plus 65.79 points. That's about 0.14%, closing at 45,483.25.
Okay, a little green there.
A little bit. Weekly, though, it's actually down about 0.27%.
Ah, what of the S&P 500?
S&P also saw a small gain, up 6.53 points, or 0.10%, closing at 6,468.79. And that one is actually up slightly for the week, about 0.17%.
So a bit of a split ticket there. And Bitcoin?
Bitcoin took a dip, closed down about $502. That's 0.45%, settling at 111,295.81.
Wow, still over 111K.
Still is. And it's actually up over 1% for the week, despite that dip yesterday.
Interesting. Okay, and most importantly, the Giants. How did they do against the Cubs last night?
Good news. Giants won.
Yes. All right. What was the score?
5-2. Solid win.
Fantastic. Any standouts?
Yeah, Justin Verlander got the win on the mound, and Heliot Ramos had a great night at the plate, went 3 for 3.
Awesome. Love to see Ramos heating up. Great way to start the day.
Couldn't agree more.
All right, time to connect some dots on the tech front. We've got some really interesting stories from the Morning Star report today.
Yeah, some pretty significant stuff. Where should we start?
Let's jump into our first story. It's coming out of Taiwan, dealing with TSMC.
Ah, the semiconductor giant. Always crucial.
Exactly. So get this. Taiwanese authorities have indicted 3 people. It was 6 initially arrested, but 3 are now formally indicted.
Okay. For what?
Allegedly stealing trade secrets related to TSMC's cutting-edge 2-nanometer chip process.
2 nanometers? Wow, that's the bleeding edge right there.
Yeah.
Huge deal.
Absolutely. And prosecutors are not messing around. They're recommending a combined 14-year prison term for one of the accused, surnamed Chen.
14 years. They're citing national security laws, I assume.
You got it? Violations of national security laws. And the way they caught it is interesting, too.
How so?
According to the report, it wasn't some massive external hack. It was detected through unusual access patterns during TSMC's routine monitoring.
Unusual access patterns. That usually points towards an insider, or at least someone with legitimate access acting suspiciously, right?
That's the implication. The alleged motive? To help Tokyo Electron, the Japanese chip gear maker?
Ah, so passing secrets to a supplier or competitor in the equipment space.
Seems like it. Tokyo Electron has apparently fired an employee based in Taipei who was involved.
Okay. But they're saying no proof data was shared yet.
They're saying they have no evidence of data being shared with third parties yet. Subtle distinction, maybe?
Maybe. But why does this one case matter so much? Beyond just corporate secrets, I mean.
Well, think about TSMC's position. They make over 90% of the world's most advanced chips.
Right. Everything from iPhones.
Yep, the article specifically mentions the A20 chips for the upcoming iPhone 18 line.
To AI servers, military tech, you name it.
Exactly. So Taiwan sees TSMC's tech lead as its silicon shield. It's literally part of their national defense strategy.
A deterrent.
Right.
Makes sense. So this isn't just industrial espionage, it's potentially compromising national security.
Precisely. And this is actually the first case since Taiwan tightened its national security laws back in 2022, specifically to protect these core technologies.
So it's a test case, in a way.
You could say that. It just highlights the incredible pressure and, frankly, the value tied up in this technology. Billions and billions of dollars, and maybe even geopolitical stability.
iPhone 18 chips, imagine the pressure cooker environment trying to keep those designs under wraps.
Seriously. And then layer on the national security angle. Yeah, it's way bigger than just one company's IP. It's about their whole economic and defense future.
It really drives home how intertwined tech leadership and national sovereignty have become.
Absolutely. Okay, let's pivot from hardware secrets to streaming strategies, a different kind of battleground.
Right. Our next story is about Apple Music making a, well, somewhat unexpected move.
Yeah, so apparently Apple Music's live radio stations, Apple Music One, Hits, Country, the Latin one, Club, Chill, all 6 of them.
Okay, yeah.
They're now available outside the Apple Music app for the first time ever.
Oh, where? Oh.
Through a partnership with TuneIn.
TuneIn. Huh. Interesting choice. So, like, anyone with the TuneIn app can just listen.
Pretty much. And here's the kicker. It's going to be free and ad-free for TuneIn's users.
Ad-free, too. Wow. How many users does TuneIn have?
The report says 75 million monthly active users. That's a lot of potential new ears for Apple's curated content.
75 million. Okay, that's significant reach. So what's Apple's angle here? They're obviously not doing it out of charity.
Right. TuneIn will have a link, a call to action, basically saying, hey, like this, subscribe to Apple Music for the full experience.
Ah, the classic freemium funnel strategy, but using a partner platform.
Exactly. It seems like a clear shot fired in the streaming wars, particularly aimed at Spotify.
Which makes sense. Spotify has been eating their lunch in market share, right?
Yeah.
Especially in the US.
Yeah, the numbers in the report are kind of stark. Apple Music's US share apparently dropped from 30% in 2020 down to 25% in 2024.
Ouch. And Spotify.
Spotify went the other way.
Yeah.
Up from 31% to 37% in that same period.
So Apple needs to find new ways to get people into their ecosystem.
And since Apple Music doesn't really have a proper ad-supported free tier like Spotify does.
This TuneIn partnership is basically their way of creating one, indirectly. It exposes their curated radio to a massive audience without building a whole free app infrastructure themselves.
Smart. Give them a taste of the good stuff. Hope they upgrade.
It's a subscriber acquisition play, pure and simple. Get those free listeners on TuneIn hooked, then convert them to paying Apple Music customers.
And hey, for you, the listener, it's pretty good news, right? More access to high-quality, human-curated radio without needing another app or subscription.
Definitely lowers the barrier to entry. You can check out Apple stations on your smart speaker via TuneIn or just the TuneIn app, whatever. More choice.
Yeah, it's like getting a sample from the fancy cheese counter hoping you'll buy the whole block. Good for people who just want some decent background music without commitment.
True. But it does raise the question, doesn't it? Does this slightly dilute the premium feel of Apple Music, giving away curated ad-free streams like that?
That's a good point. Are they risking making it seem less valuable if parts of it are free elsewhere? A balancing act, I guess.
A calculated risk, for sure. They need the growth, clearly.
Okay, so from corporate secrets and streaming wars, our last story takes a darker turn. It's about how AI is being used for, well, less savory purposes.
Uh-oh. This involves Anthropic, right? The company behind the Claude AI.
That's the one. They put out a threat intelligence report, and it details how their own AI models are being, quote, weaponized for some pretty sophisticated cybercrimes.
Weaponized. That's a strong word. What kind of crimes are we talking about?
Get this term, vibe hacking.
Vibe hacking. What on earth is that? Sounds like something from a cyberpunk novel.
Right. But it's real. According to the report, a cybercrime ring used Claude, specifically Claude code, to run a whole data extortion scheme, start to finish.
Wow. Against who?
At least 17 organizations globally, healthcare, government, even religious institutions.
And how did Claude fit in? Writing malware.
Even more insidiously, it was used to write psychologically targeted extortion demands.
Psychologically targeted. So crafting ransom notes designed to manipulate specific emotional responses.
Exactly. Trying to maximize the chance of payment, they demanded over $500,000 in total.
That's chilling. Using AI, not just for the technical parts, but for the psychological manipulation, too.
It really lowers the barrier, doesn't it? You don't need to be a master manipulator and a coder anymore.
Yeah, AI can handle the persuasive vibe part for you. Scary. What else did the report find?
A couple of other really concerning examples. North Korean IT workers using Claude.
For what? State-sponsored hacking.
To fraudulently get and keep remote jobs at Fortune 500 companies here in the U.S.
Wait, how?
Claude helped them basically fake their qualifications, communicate effectively despite limited English or coding skills, and maintain the job persona.
And the goal was?
To earn money to fund North Korea's weapons programs.
Wow, so AI as a tool for bypassing vetting and infiltrating companies for espionage or revenue generation?
Seems like it. Then there are romance scams.
Oh no, AI-powered romance scams.
Yep. A Telegram bot, apparently with over 10,000 users, was advertising Claude as a high EQ model.
High emotional quotient.
Right. To generate emotionally persuasive messages for romance scams, targeting people in the US, Japan, Korea.
Using AI to fake intimacy and trust at scale? That just erodes faith in online interactions even further.
Completely. And it doesn't stop there. Social media manipulation, too.
Let me guess, generating fake posts and comments.
And orchestrating them. Claude was used in influence as a service operations, generating content, running hundreds of bots on platforms like X and Facebook.
To create seemingly organic interactions.
You got it. Pushing specific political agendas supporting or undermining interests in Europe, Iran, the UAE, Kenya, basically manufacturing consent or dissent online.
Influence as a service, that's terrifying. So AI makes propaganda and manipulation campaigns much easier and cheaper to run.
That's the takeaway. Anthropic says they've banned accounts, they're working on new detection methods, sharing info with governments.
But they admit it's hard to keep up, right? The pace of misuse is incredibly fast.
Yeah, they acknowledge AI companies are struggling to stay ahead of the risks. It's an arms race, essentially.
And the real-world impact is huge. Stolen health data, financial losses, funding hostile regimes, manipulating elections. AI is amplifying all these threats.
It really raises those big questions about AI safety, ethics, regulation. Can we actually build safeguards fast enough?
Especially when the technology itself makes attacks more sophisticated and accessible to less skilled actors. That vibe hacking concept is a perfect example, blending tech skill with psychological manipulation powered by AI.
It definitely means we all need to be way more skeptical online. That email, that DM, that social media comment, it could be far more engineered than it appears.
Absolutely. Trust is becoming a very scarce commodity online.
Okay, wow. So let's quickly recap the ground we covered today.
Quite a range.
We started with the high-stakes world of semiconductor espionage in Taiwan, with those indictments over alleged theft of TSMC's 2nm secrets. Huge national security implications there.
Right. The Silicon Shield concept really came through. Then we shifted to the streaming wars.
And Apple Music's new strategy, partnering with TuneIn to offer its radio stations free, trying to grab some of that market share back from Spotify. A big move to acquire users.
A necessary move, judging by the market share numbers. And finally,
that sobering report from Anthropic about how AI like Claude is being actively weaponized.
Yeah, for sophisticated cybercrime, data extortion through vibe hacking, job fraud funding state actors, romance scams, and large-scale social media manipulation.
It really ties together, in a way, the incredible value and power of cutting-edge tech, like TSMC's chips.
The intense competition to control digital ecosystems, like the Apple versus Spotify battle.
And the dangerous flip side, where powerful tools like AI get turned towards malicious ends, undermining trust and security.
It definitely makes you think about the layers of technology underpinning, well, everything now, from the chips to the cloud to the content we consume.
And how vulnerable those layers can be, right? Whether it's state secrets or just your personal data or even your perception of reality online. That vibe hacking idea, it just sticks with you. Are we getting better at spotting this stuff? Or is the tech just getting too good at faking it?
That's the multi-billion-dollar question, isn't it? Can our defenses and our own critical thinking keep pace with the tools being created?
Something to keep pondering, for sure.
Definitely.
Well, that's what we have for you today. We're here to help at Snarful, so reach out on our website if you have any more questions.
That's a wrap on today's top stories. Remember, tech doesn't have to be complicated, and we're here to help connect the dots. If you've got questions or want to learn more, visit us at snarful.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.